All right. Hello, everyone.
Hello,
Yeah.
Ara.
Hello. let me open the podcast, Adam. Let me open the podcast. So, hello, everyone. Welcome to the second episode of AppSource Central, a podcast where we discussed Microsoft AppSource apps with Dynamics 365 Business Central ISVs. Today, I have a special guest. And why is it special? Because he was in the journey of the ideation of this podcast. So I was looking for an app and I found this guy and his company and that particular app that we will dive into a bit later. So that's why it's quite important for me to have them as the second episode. And this is the first episode that I have a guest, and I'm quite pleased who that is. We have Adam from OneCore slash Seyfor today. Adam, thank you very much for joining the podcast. I appreciate. I know it's quite late over there. We have a 12 hours difference. So thank you for accommodating my tricky time zone difference. Welcome to the show. And can you please start with introducing yourself and your company?
Firstly, thank you for having me. Yeah. My
Pleasure.
name is Adam. I'm from a company which is called Seyfor. We are from Central Europe. We are an IT company generally. Definitely, I can say that one of our focus groups is Microsoft partnership and the Dynamics solutions. And me and my team, around I can say 50 people, we do the special ISV solution for financial services companies. That's the intro.
Fantastic. Great intro. And I see you have a OneCore t-shirt.
Definitely.
Yeah, great color. And you said so you're working for C4. And what is so there's C4, there is OneCore. What is the difference? Can you just briefly talk about that, please?
I always say that Seyfor is a company and
Yeah.
OneCore is the product. Seyfor is basically the big IT company. We do a lot of own developed applications, ERP systems, CRM systems, which are perfectly fitting our Czech market. But OneCore is something different. OneCore basically was developed before 20 years, and it was especially developed for financial leasing companies. It starts with Navision, because in Navision or Business Central today, you are not able to provide the leasing or loan or rental
Mm.
to the client. Yeah, and we were, or my colleagues,
Yeah.
started to thinking about how to take this to the clients who using Business Central or Navision. So we did our ISV solution, and this is called OneCore. Today you can find us on the AppSource, on our website, on many, I can say, directions for partners,
Yeah.
conferences, and a lot of things. So that's the story. That's the story shortly.
Great. So has it been really started with a pure idea of the gap in the product? So it's not driven by a customer. So you didn't have a customer that was needing this solution, and based on that, oh, should we turn into a product? But rather than that, you guys actually saw, well, you know what, we need a leasing solution in Business Central or NAV back in the day. So that's why you let's close this gap. So is this purely a product development background coming from the gap in the system, or it was kind of driven by a customer as well?
Honestly, when this product was developed, I was like 7 years old.
Okay.
So I don't really know or I was not the part of the history, but I know the history. The history was definitely driven by the customer. Yeah, there was a customer who wanted to stay in the Navision. They wanted to do the leasing and the financial part of their business in the Business Central or in the Navision. And yeah, this was
Yep. Yeah, makes sense. So OneCore is pure Business Central, right? Do you have other Business Central units, business units in C4, or OneCore is the only Business Central unit?
definitely. We have, because me and my team, we focusing only on these financial services applications, which
Right.
we develop, which we sell, which we delivering to the customers. Yeah.
Mhm.
Definitely Seyfor itself, we have another business unit which is focusing on the Dynamics Business Central itself, and these or this business unit have also another kind of applications on the app source.
Okay. Yeah, what is so that has a different name, is it? Not Seyfor, not OneCore. So what's the name of that
No,
unit?
everything is registered on the AppSource as a Seyfor company.
Okay.
We are one company.
Yes, yes, yes.
From one side, it may be or it may sound a little bit complicated. From another
Yeah.
hand, we talking about a company which have 1,700 people.
Sure. Yeah, when we go through the AppSource app, so we're just gonna go briefly open up the Microsoft AppSource and we'll check your entire portfolio, and we'll see the difference in there as well. There's even a color difference between C4 and OneCore apps. We'll dive into
I
it
can
quite
say,
shortly. Do you purely do product development, or do you have direct customers as well? So as well as AppSource apps, do you also build PTEs?
what I can say, definitely the AppSource is the main source for us today in terms of online clients. We also build some, or we also have clients who are not online, and we need to improving our applications and delivering for them in on-prem.
Okay, so you have
So
on-prem
we do both
customers as well.
things. Yeah,
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 no, fair
we do
enough.
both things, and definitely what we do, we follow the Microsoft rules. Yeah, so we know that online and SaaS is something what the customers like and want
Yeah,
to
yeah,
do
yeah.
today. So yeah, this is our way, but we definitely can deliver the solution also in on-prem or
Sure.
different kind of.
So, okay, so just back to the skills and your domain. The subject matter expertise here is the leasing management or pure financial stuff, right? So, in terms of the skill set in your team, do you bring people from the industry, like from any financial services company, someone looking for a job, you jump in and grab that person and then educate with BC knowledge? Or do you find a seasoned BC expert and then educate the person with financial knowledge? How do you balance that?
That's a great question because basically OneCore itself exists mainly because the people from the industry. We onboarded the people from the not only leasing industry, but let's call it financial services industry. This is how we
Yeah.
call it.
Okay.
And we onboarded people from this industry because they have a knowledge. They know what the financial services company needs. And
Yeah.
after this, majority of them met for the first time Navision or Business Central. Yeah. But definitely I'm not able to say that we don't do it in the different way. Yeah, there
Yeah.
are also people who only know the Business Central, and we need to learn them the financial services ideas and what is it all about. But yeah, to close
Makes
it,
sense. No, that means so you have in-depth knowledge in your domain. So you have
yeah,
in-depth
yeah,
financial
yeah,
services
yeah.
knowledge, which
Like
is
generally, OneCore is developed, and the idea is it is created by the people from the industry.
there you go. Okay. No, makes sense. Makes sense. That's very good. So can we jump onto your existing customer base? So do you have customers in different regions, or are you mostly in Europe? Can you give us a rough idea which are the regions that you're supporting right now?
Yeah. Uh, Today, I can say that we have customers on all continents.
Okay.
Yeah, we speaking about like 20 customers, but or 20 something.
Mm-hmm.
But I can say that we have clients in Canada, USA, South Africa, Sweden, UK,
Nice.
definitely the Central Europe, which we handling by Seyfor or by my OneCore team. And then there is Maldives, Australia. We looking for some Philippines customers. So
Okay.
I can say that we are global.
Fantastic. How do you find it challenging supporting different time zones? Do you have support resources in different time zones as well, or do you always do stuff
Yeah,
at
yeah.
9:30 in the night
The support
like this?
resource is me.
Okay.
Look, the major thing is that because we have some experience with Incada DMS system, which is pretty famous ISV solution for automotive dealerships, and we first resellers in the Central Europe
Hmm.
again before 15 years. We
Yeah.
found out that we would like to be something like this. The thing is that we developed the solution for the financial services, and we would like to deliver it anywhere globally where it is possible. It's pretty challenging, but this is our vision. We want to deliver it everywhere. The first thing was we want to have it on all the continents.
Granted, do you have implementation partners in other regions, or do you directly implement your product? So do you have direct customers in other regions or partners that are implementing the product for you?
And that's exactly the way. Honestly, financial services area is not the, how to say it, it's not the area where you can do it by yourself. Because it's specific. You have to think about all the legislation. If I'm talking about the legislation, I don't mean, or I'm not talking about the legislation in terms of Business Central. I'm talking about the legislation of finance. So,
and there are local elements as well, right?
Although there is a lot of local elements, and it's not only about local elements, it's also about the company elements. To sum it up, we implement in other countries through the implementation partners, definitely. Because in financial services area, you need to have some financial background. I have my team who knows how the accounting works in Czech Republic, Slovakia, potentially Poland. But I don't really know how it works in Hungary. I don't really know, or they don't really know how it works in Canada, in the US. And this is why we need the implementation partners.
You need, but you know financial services. You might not know the localities, but you know the financial service. So you need the collaboration with implementation partner to have the perfect match, right? That makes sense.
Standardly, it works like this, that we have the knowledge about financial services generally. They have, or partners has the knowledge about the market, about the accounting, about some, for example, leasing. Leasing is different in every single country. So this is why we need the partners.
Fair enough. Interesting. Do you have any of the customers directly go to AppSource and just install one of your apps from other regions, or can they do that? Are you directly transactable in AppSource?
It's one of our sources to getting the leads. So definitely every single person or every single company who, let's say, click the button on the AppSource, we know about him or her or the company. And we are in touch. So it's pretty simple, and this is also one of the reasons why we choose Business Central and Microsoft Solutions as a platform.
We can dive into the AppSource a little bit now. So you have most of the apps, they have free trials. If I search Seyfor in Microsoft AppSource by selecting the product Business Central, I do get 18 apps. 6 of them purple color. The logo is the same. They all Seyfor, the company, and the other is like a green color. And they all have the OneCore app. So the green ones, I assume that the ones that you are particularly working with, right? Those are the ones that we are focusing.
That's right.
Today. So I will go through those green ones, if you don't mind, very quickly. So the OneCore Loans app, and that's going to be the app that we're going to talk a bit deeper further in the podcast. Is this your most popular app?
Definitely it is. I can say it.
Fair enough. That's good. Is this the reason that it's coming in the first place? Maybe a stupid question, but do you have any influence on their sorting? So which apps comes first and which apps comes next, or is it purely Microsoft's?
What we understand it, the sorting comes from the reviews. We are not able to sort it by ourselves, but if there is some application which have like better reviews than the other, that's the plus points for us.
Fair enough. No, absolutely. I mean, you look for review, whatever you're buying, and AppSource is no different. There's still not a lot of reviews in many apps, granted. It's still a growing platform, obviously. But yeah, OneCore has 3 ratings. There's one more that has 1 rating, and that is the lease management. So yeah, let's so there's loans app, there's financial leasing app, there is then lease management, then e-signature, there's funding app, rental app, localization, Slovak localization. There's rental as well. There's rental app, and then there is rental. So what is the difference? The rental
I
app
can
does.
explain this.
Yes, please.
Yeah. The main thing is that everything begins with the big companies. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we basically develop the OneCore itself, it was focused on the big leasing companies as Erste Group, as Unicredit Group, and like these bank houses who have who has some separate companies for doing the leasing. This was the start of the journey. Before, or like 4 or 5 years ago, we understood that there is a big gap on the market of the startups and smaller companies. And we were thinking about how to bring them the solution which will not be so complicated and which will basically do everything what they want. So we just bring it up some parts of the OneCore itself, like loan management, financial leasing management, rental management, and we made like separate applications for the business central from them.
Okay. I see.
Why is
So the
there more
flagship
rentals?
product is the lease management, right? So that's the one. The one. So OneCore lease management actually includes the loans app, and financial leasing app, and funding app as well. Is it?
Is it? And the main difference is that it also includes fleet management and operational leasing.
Ah, okay. They're not
Operational leasing,
productized yet. So okay.
operational leasing is the part which we
Hmm.
discussing with the clients always. This is the game changer for us. If there is a client who need operational leasing or operative leasing, it's called differently in every single country. This is the game changer for us, because if it is operative leasing, we know that OneCore itself, the solution which we developing like 20 years, must be implemented. If we know
Okay.
that it's financial leasing, for example, for some small business or something, we know that we can implement only the small app.
That makes sense. And then yeah, that the startup or the small business doesn't have to go through the cost of getting the entire leasing management, and doesn't really need all that noise that comes all the features as well. So it's a good option to have a small component that will only fit their need. So that's a really good idea. And loans app, how it's originated as well, right? So it was part of the lease management, and it became a loans app on its own, so that it's the customer can specifically go and grab that one. Can I ask, how is the experience with AppSource so far, and how long you have been on the AppSource?
What what is my experience is like 7 years, I guess. Basically, we entered the AppSource when it was developed or created.
Okay.
So once there was the situation that Microsoft starting to do the Business Center online, we understand it that we need to put our applications online. Yeah. I'm in the company for 5 years, so I remember
Okay.
AppSource for the whole time, but
Nice.
I know that historically, once it was possible, we entered the AppSource.
Okay. Can you mention a little bit about the success stories or some challenges we had through the AppSource, or are you happy with its development so far over these 5 years?
You basically mention it. Our big challenge is to differentiate OneCore itself as a
Hmm.
complex financial services software and the OneCore apps, which are basically loans app is part of it. And basically it's 3 applications for smaller customers, startups, and companies who just want to little bit automate. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
This is the biggest challenge to basically deliver the final result and the product.
Fair enough. So The challenge here is the AppSource doesn't give you the ability to make this differentiation. Is that what you're saying? So you can put your apps in there. So there's all your apps are there. The lease management is there, loans app is there. But to put the message through, they have to contact you. So it's not visible to the end user or the customers directly on the AppSource. Is that what you're saying in terms of the challenge?
What I see, because as I mentioned, we are enjoying a lot of direction conferences, and like we are everywhere, and we see that a lot of companies have a lot of apps in the AppSource. And for you as a client who just need to solve the issue, sometimes I feel that the clients don't understand what we are trying to say. Yeah. So this is
okay. That's why they have to listen to this podcast.
No, that's exactly the thing. But what we are trying to say, we try to simplify our portfolio. Yeah, and we try to not bringing new applications just because we want to have another one, but we want to try to tell them that here is the solution for the loans, here is the solution for the leasing, here is the solution for the rental. And if you would like to test it, you can. And if you would like to speak with us, we will tell you what is the best for you.
You offer free trial, right? So there's, I can see that they all have the 30-day free trial. So that's good. Yeah, without any exception, actually, Only the e-signature one has buy now. Seyfor sign, but that doesn't have the OneCore in it.
But you can contact us.
Yeah. 100%. Okay, so that's good. Can we dive into the loans app a little bit? Like, what kind of loans can you manage? This is it's a bit of a loaded question, probably, and I kind of know the answer. But does it manage all the loans, or can you just talk about it a little bit?
It's the question what I hear every day. What kind of loans we can manage? Basically, and I will repeat myself. Yeah. Because we want to deliver it globally, there is a lot of like specifics. Yeah. So what we created some kind of application which is basic. Yeah. We can handle the classic or standard annuity loan, interest loan, and daily interest loan. These are the three, let's say, major type of loans we can handle. But we were thinking about it like every customer wants to customize this. So what we created, these are some calculation models, which our developers had to type to the code. Yeah. But later on, our customers or users of the app has the ability to create their own, and we call it financial products. So every single user can create their own financial products. They are based on our calculation models, but they can say, I would like to offer it only, or I would like to offer this type of product only for companies or only for the people. Yeah. So this is how we differentiate, but
so it's quite configurable. So even though there will be some local elements or customer specific needs, the product is configurable enough to cater for those needs. It is, that's good.
Generally, I can say this, definitely, because we want to be global, we basically customize the solution for each country somehow. So if there is the gap, it's up on the partnership relationship or partner relationship. Because this is the reason why we need local partners. Yeah.
Fair enough. When you customize it, those customizations, do they go in the product, or do you ship it like a PTE? How do you manage that?
It really depends, because some customizations are so specific, and they are basically just because customer want to use this or want to do this. But if we see that there is some customization which is great for the whole country or whole market, we definitely bringing this to the product.
Okay, it makes sense. If it's beneficial for the wider audience, you put it in the product.
Some kind of hybrid approach.
Okay, is it easy enough for someone? I understand there's implementation, you need an implementation partner, but is it, say you go through a very simple loans process in your business, is it for that kind of a business, is it easy enough to onboard themselves, or do you need someone to actually hold hands all the time? There's no exception. So how easy is it to onboard for a customer, let's say?
We made this solution easiest as possible for the
Mm-hmm.
business central users.
Yeah.
So if there is the company who owns the business central, they can just download the application. There is the automated setup, and
Okay.
the automated setup bring them to some testing environment. Yeah, so the solution is ready for doing the testing. From another
Right.
hand, definitely there are some clients who are not on the business central, who are not using it. So it's like case by case. Yeah, but we
Fair
tried to
enough.
do the
Yeah.
solution on the AppSource as easy as possible for the business central users.
Yeah, and there's this help link as well where it leads to your documentation portal. I saw that that's quite good as well. And so if someone wants to
Thank you.
learn, they can just go. No worries. Yeah, that's an area that we usually overlook. So that was nice to see that there's quite a good amount of information there. And there's not only documentation, but also guidelines of how to do stuff, how to create a loan, or how to do the workflows in terms of the loans approvals, right? We have like a status tracking, that sort of stuff. Um, this app was the reason that I had this idea. So I was looking for kind of a loans app, and I saw quite a few of them. So what would you say the main difference of the Loans app, OneCore Loans app, comparing to the other apps? Or what do you think? Forget about others. What do you think that your main upside, right? Well, what is the what does make OneCore Loans app shine?
That's a great question. And thank you for it, because again, as we mentioned before, this solution was developed by the people from the business.
Hmm.
This is, for me or for my company, I think I can speak also by my colleagues. We think that the biggest difference is that it's something prepared for every single market in the world. It's not only developed by Czech people for
Yeah,
the Czech companies.
yeah.
The flexibility is probably the answer.
Okay, no, that's quite important, and that's the reason you're in AppSource, and it's globally available so that people can plug and play with a bit of a support from your end, and that's good in terms of scalability as well, right? It makes sense. And okay, this I want to talk about a little bit of technical stuff, if you don't mind. I know you're not a technical person, and this is not to put you in a difficult spot as well. But just to give people an idea, how do you take care of your apps, right? So you have your DevOps in place, probably, right? So can you mention a little bit about the tools you use, or do you really not, or do you even don't know
You
about
know,
that?
the main tool for our programmers is the DevOps. All the
Is it Azure
applications,
DevOps? Is it? Is it
yeah,
Azure
yeah,
DevOps?
yeah, Azure
Okay.
DevOps,
Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
All the solutions we build it up are based in Business Central. This is the main thing. We are not able to implement the application alone. Yeah, Business Central is the core system always. So that's why we use DevOps. Definitely, there are some challenges because some customer will ask you for some front-end portal, some customer portal, some
Mm,
kind of things. In these terms, we cooperating with other companies globally
okay.
to deliver this experience.
Okay. Okay. Do you know the kind of CI/CD processes you use? Do you use Azure DevOps pipelines, or do you use a managed solution? Do you know how that goes in terms of your CI/CD?
I'm sorry, but I don't really know.
That's all
But
good. That's all good.
definitely,
I know.
for
No
next
stress.
podcast, I can give you my colleagues and they will
Yeah.
tell you anything.
Yeah. That's all good. We can have a bit more technical session next time as well. In terms of extensibility, Adam, if you don't know, you can just say pause, and I'll move on to the next one. In
Okay.
terms of the extensibility of your app, how easy it is for another partner or a partner to extend your app. Or do they really need you to come back to you and say, hey, we need to extend this, or we need to change this business behavior to fit our goals? How does it work in terms of your events and that sort of stuff?
From my experience, it's mainly about the partner experience. Historically, I can say that I have partners who implemented this after 2 or 4 hours training from our side. They implement it and they customize it by themselves because they understand the BC code and everything.
Okay, but do they have that visibility of how to customize it, or do they need you? Yeah, okay.
No, they just understand it. They just understand it, and they were able to customize. Yeah, this is the case from Australia. Yeah, they just did their job, and it was great for us because for us it was just assistance. Yeah. From another hand, there are also partners who need more support, but definitely, we don't care. Like if partner need more support, we will provide it. If customer need more support, we will provide it. I think it's the people thing.
Okay. Yeah. The more what I try to ask, perhaps there is an ISV might have a technical documentation as well for a partner to see what events are there for them to hook and that sort of stuff, so that they can change the business behavior. Because it's not open source as the base app. So for the base app, we can go and check and see the behavior ourselves and see where the event is exactly triggered. ISVs, we don't have that visibility, and for a good reason too. That's an IP, so they can share. Granted, but you can expose or document some of your events so that partners know where to extend. But I understand your point. I think it's not that complex for partners to need that sort of documentation to extend the product. That's my understanding from what you're saying. Do you guys use telemetry? And has it been influential on your decision making of building feature or changing the behavior if there's an area that is underutilized? And how do you consume the telemetry stuff, and how is it important in your decision making in terms of your product development?
I think there are two things. The first thing is what customers needs. This is something what we were discussed before, because if there is something what customer need and we find that it's something what we can give to the product, it's definitely something what we do. Another thing is that we getting a lot of inspiration from Microsoft, and that's the reason why we are traveling to all of the directions and Microsoft conferences. Yeah, so this is the main knowledge for us. Yeah, because we trying to do the best for our industry from what Business Central offers.
Yeah, it was just a tool that I'm quite curious in terms of the utilization and how people use it. But that's all good. I understand what you're saying. In terms of the collaboration, I hear you say that you're in the directions and that sort of events. And myself, I joined the directions event for the first time last year. It was in Sydney, and it was one of the best days of my career, no doubt. And it led to this idea of doing more community stuff. And so that's great. And you guys have been there for some time. That kind of collaboration, can you talk about your collaboration between other ISVs and Microsoft? Are you happy how things are right now, or do you see that there's room for improvement? What is your view on the collaboration within the community?
Again, few things like mainly the Business Central community is, from my and my colleagues' point of view, set it up really well. Yeah. I think all the direction conferences and everything is set it up as we need and as we want. Yeah. This is exactly what we need for our development. This is exactly what we need for our sales, also marketing, but potentially some other parts of the company. In terms of Microsoft, definitely I can say I experienced the SMC summit in Dublin this year in January. It was not exactly our target group of the customers. The whole thing was about, or the event was about meeting Microsoft people as a partner. Yeah, so it was not about the end customers, but we found out some new features, some new contacts, Today we have contacts in the major countries for us from the targeting perspective. So this was really great. From another hand, we know that we are more SMB focused. So small business, not too corporate, but small business, how Microsoft call it.
Yeah, fair enough. And your apps are kind of positioned to cater for kind of both, because the loans app and that small apps, that's very good for SMBs, whereas the what was that, the lease management can cater for a more wider, more maybe an enterprise audience as well. So that's great in terms of your positioning in the app source as well. Yeah.
From our point of view, in Microsoft eyes, how we call it, or from Microsoft point of view, we are somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
So we can service the big banking corporation and their leasing part. From another hand, we can service the company who working in Excel spreadsheets, and who have five employees.
Yeah. Okay.
So still,
fair enough.
we see it as a big how to say it, as a big part of the market. In Microsoft eyes, it's like somewhere between SMB and SMC, and they don't know where we can focus on it.
Okay. Well, okay. What I wonder, what kind of influence would that have to position you differently? But this question is more about: do you have enough insights from Microsoft in terms of which areas to invest or which areas not to invest? This is in terms of functionality and from technology point of view. So are you happy with that collaboration? I know now we have the release plans and we can go ahead and check what's going to be released or what's in the works. Microsoft is quite vocal and quite, they do a better job in terms of putting everything on LinkedIn and whatnot. And some of the individuals that working for Microsoft also quite public about what's cooking, let's say. They even have a YouTube series, What's Cooking, right? In the Business YouTube channel. So are you happy with all this efforts in terms of collaboration and putting the word out there in terms of what's being done in Microsoft? And does it give you enough information of which areas to invest or which areas to stay away?
Look, and I will be repeating myself. From the Business Central
I can edit it up, don't worry.
From the Business Central point of view, definitely yes.
Okay.
This is our core thing, and we are so happy with all the informations which Microsoft sharing with us. Another thing is that we still thinking about how to connect it with customer engagement, how to connect it with other Dynamics platforms. And I don't want to say that we don't know how, but it's so complex because our focus is still Business Central and OneCore.
Okay.
This is the majority for us.
Okay. So moving forward, looking ahead, do you have something in the lab that is cooking, like a new app or kind of exciting new feature or a new technology in your apps? Can you give us a bit of a sneak peek of what's happening at OneCore?
Definitely, because it's 2025. In 2024, we were preparing 2 new, let's say, applications or features. We developed the quick calculation module and something like the portal for the clients, because quick calculation is more about is more for the people, because there is a thing. Every single user who wanted to enter our software needs to have Business Central license.
Yes.
For some companies, it's too much money. Because in financial services era, it works like that you have some employees, and then you have a lot of external people and external dealers and etc. So we have some kind of portal which can be published for these external people. They don't have to own the Business Central and OneCore license, but they are able to create the leasing or the loan or anything. So this is one of the things. And the quick calculator is more about to quickly calculate as a salesperson the contract for the client or some offer.
And does that flow into Business Central eventually? or it's
No,
no?
these things are built outside,
Yeah, okay.
but definitely they are connected with our solutions and Business Central, because if you do something in these applications, you can, for example, create the offer or some kind of stuff in the Business Central and OneCore. So they are
Yeah.
not built in, they are
Okay.
outside, but they are
Okay.
connected. And the idea is that it's up on the customer if they want to connect it or if they want to keep it, let's say, outside.
Okay. No. Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, I think we have, for me at least, I have a really better understanding of your apps, your target area, your capabilities of your support and your vision. And especially I now have a better understanding of Loans app. Maybe we were not fair enough to talk enough about the Loans app, but definitely I have a better understanding about it now. Thank you very much for your time. I know it's 10 p.m. there. And again, thank you for accommodating that. I really
No
appreciate
problem.
it. If anyone wants to get in touch with you and wants to know more about your apps, what is the ideal way?
Definitely the ideal way is contact me directly, because I'm
Okay.
responsible for all of the customers globally.
So should I put
And
your mobile on the
also,
description? Mobile number?
uh, you can,
And maybe not. Maybe
I will
not, huh?
send you my email. I think email or mobile phone is ideal.
Mobile is ideal. Okay. All right.
It may be.
Maybe. Okay. Look, I'm in New Zealand. If I got a call, they remember there's 12 hours difference. So I might call you in the middle of the night.
I know it. I know it. But definitely, if not the email or mobile phone,
Yes.
there is a lot of let's say informations and contact forms on our website one-core.com.
Okay. I'll probably put them on the episode description so
Yeah,
that people know.
yeah,
Yep.
you
People have
can.
the direct links to reach out to you.
I can also share the QR code if you want.
Yeah. Sure. I'm not sure if I can put it there. I certainly can try. I'm not
You
sure,
will
but
see.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's talk. Let's talk. As the closing notes, Adam, do you have any wishes or any advice? I don't know, to Microsoft or the community. Yeah, what would you say as the closing notes?
uh, yeah, to Microsoft community, please, community, just work like you working until now.
Wow. Okay.
We really enjoying it. We are happy with all the support, and we are happy to be part of it, because it's great to building up something new based on the Business Central ERP, and to see how we can connect all the things and how we can use the Copilot and etc.
Adam, we were this close to finish the episode without mentioning AI. We were this close.
I had
Wow,
to.
maybe next time. Okay. You had to, right? That
No,
was such a positive message. Yeah, I love it. Such a positive message.
you know, I don't want to do here some promotion or something like this, but we want it, customers want it, everybody want it, and we need to think about AI and how to bring it to the life.
Yeah, of
I think
course.
you use it every day. I'm
Yeah,
using
I
it
use
every
GitHub
day.
Copilot.
Yeah,
Yes, I
I'm
use,
using it
yeah.
every day, and we are just the last message from OneCore team. We are just trying to see the way how to use Copilot and all the AI technologies to making the financial services customers happy, and
Okay,
to make their lives easier.
great. That's the point, right? Efficiency, more automation. And yeah, that's, again, Adam, thank you very much. We might talk about all this stuff in the next episode. That's, yeah, what's cooking. So you mentioned a
We
lot of
have a
AI,
lot of
so
solutions, so we
a lot of
can.
solutions. Fair enough. All right. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for being part of this journey. I really appreciate it. And thanks everyone that spent the time to listen this podcast. And hopefully it was beneficial. That gives a better understanding of who Adam is, what OneCore is about, and a bit more insight about the Loans app. Thanks again for joining, and talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.